In this video, possibly filmed in Indonesia, heavy rain pours down over a dark, empty road. Several men stand beneath a small roadside shelter, waiting out the storm. The scene seems ordinary at first, until something appears in the distance.
Payah ini, hujan gak berhenti-berhenti, Dik. Dik, la ilaha illallah, itu apa, Dik? Dik, astagfirullahaladzim. La ilaha illallah, ya Allah.
Standing in the middle of the road is a white, human-shaped figure. It remains completely motionless, facing the men with its head tilted at an unnatural angle. Even through the curtain of rain, its stark white form is unmistakable. The stillness is what makes the moment so unsettling. It does not move, does not react, almost like a statue placed deliberately in the road. Yet its presence feels strangely deliberate, as though it is aware of the men watching it. Viewers who later saw the footage were deeply divided about what they were seeing. Some speculated that the figure resembles a pocong, a well-known spirit in Southeast Asian folklore. According to tradition, the dead are wrapped in a burial shroud with ties securing the cloth around the head, neck, and feet. If these bindings are not properly released after burial, the spirit is believed to remain trapped within the shroud. Descriptions of the pocong portray it as a pale, shrouded figure with bound legs, forcing it to move by hopping, or, in some accounts, drifting silently through the night. Legends claim the spirit wanders the living world for up to 40 days, searching for someone who can free it from its restraints so it can finally rest. If that belief holds any truth, the silent figure standing in the rain may have been seeking help. Others, however, warn that encounters with a pocong are not always so desperate or harmless. Some stories describe them as resentful spirits, restless and angry that their burial rites were left unfinished, returning to the world of the living not for assistance, but for something far more unsettling. A YouTuber known as Paranormal Tej maintains an unusual collection of allegedly haunted dolls, each said to possess its own history, energy, and personality. She frequently documents her life with the collection, but one late night, the dolls appeared to unsettle even her. At around 3 a.m., Tej began hearing strange, unsettling noises coming from the kitchen.
What's going on down there?
From the staircase, she calls out to ask what's happening downstairs. There's tense silence. Eventually, the sounds continue, but there is no reply. What makes the moment particularly disturbing is that the kitchen lights are off, making it unlikely that her partner was simply moving around in the dark. According to Tej, the kitchen has long been one of the most active hotspots for unexplained disturbances in the home, even though it's located far from the room where the haunted dolls are kept. In another video, the kitchen lights can be seen faintly flickering as she explains that many of the spirits believed to inhabit the dolls don't remain confined to their vessels. Instead, she claims they often move throughout the house. One presence, however, appears to linger in the kitchen more than anywhere else. Tej says the activity began only after she had spent more than a year building what she describes as a close connection with the dolls. Despite the strange occurrences, she insists she isn't afraid of them. This doll in particular may be responsible for the disturbances in the kitchen and for the noises echoing through the house that night. Usually, haunted dolls stay silent for months, even years. But when a doll stays quiet for an unusually long period of time, doll owners get nervous since that means the spirits are observing. quietly acclimating to their surroundings and waiting. Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia opened in 1829 and was one of the most psychologically punishing environments ever built. Each inmate lived alone in a narrow stone cell with thick walls designed to prevent even whispers from traveling. Silence was enforced brutally. If a prisoner attempted to communicate, punishment followed. Some were shackled in painful positions for hours. Others were strapped into devices meant to break the body's endurance. One infamous punishment was the iron gag, a metal collar clamped around the tongue and wrists. Any movement tore the tongue and caused bleeding. Another method, known as the water bath, involved plunging prisoners into freezing water and hanging them outside overnight in winter. Many inmates went mad. Visitors in the 1800s described men pacing endlessly in their cells, muttering to themselves or screaming into the stone walls. One inmate that was held in the prison was Al Capone. Eventually, the prison closed in 1971 due to overcrowding and the collapse of the radical isolation system. Today, the prison remains, but not all inmates seem to have left. In 2004, the Ghost Hunters team investigated the place where several people reported seeing a shadowy figure standing in a hallway after emerging from cell block 12 on the second floor. The Ghost Hunters crew set up a camera there and caught this. A black figure emerges from the darkness and quickly retreats. It almost looks like someone who was wearing a black cape ran down the hallway. But the figure runs at such a fast, inhuman speed, and at the time, the Ghost Hunters team was outside. Skeptics argue that this was nothing more than a digital artifact, but closer examination of the video shows that the figure actually moves in front of the handrail, obscuring the view of the support bars as it moves closer to the camera. Viewers believe this was the aforementioned shadowy figure seen in cell block 12. For more episodes, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for notifications.